Hello and welcome to another episode of What's Inside. Today we're looking at Star of the Guardians starter decks. This is a sealed box as you can tell, but we're going to open it up and see what's inside and look at some cards. So let's look at the box a little bit here. It's got some cool pictures on it. And it's kind of generic looking. The images of the cards on the sides are probably the best part of it. Otherwise it looks a little, nondescript. So let's see what we got here. These are starter decks. Each display box, which is what this is, contains 12 starter decks. Each starter deck contains rules and 60 playing cards. These were made in Wisconsin by Magforce 7 and distributed to the book trade by White Wolf. Product of USA. Alright. So there's a 12 sealed starters. So let's grab one. It contains rules and 60 playing cards. Requires 2 decks to play. Doesn't say much about whether or not the cards are random. And these are from 1995. Alright, so let's get the main box out of the way. And let's look at this. Very generic looking cover. No imagery, no art. Kind of boring to look at. So let's see here. Barcodes. We got a little bit of flavor text on the back. And that's really about it. Nothing too spectacular to see. So let's get right into this. See what one of these looks like inside. So let's see what we got here. I've heard it's a fun game. It's just very generic looking box. Alright, we got some loose cards in here and a rules sheet. Let's put the rules down for right now. Alright, back of the cards, that's pretty cool, I guess. I don't know. Let's look at the rule sheet here. Let me unfold it. That's pretty decent paper. Okay, it's a play mat, early version. Very kind of bland looking. Got your things here, your PowerPoints on the back. PowerPoints, and sequence. Very early version of a playmat on the back of the rules. So, yeah, I don't know. I see where they were going with this, but I don't like these fold-out playmats. I think they're really cheaply constructed. This is thicker paper than most, but it'll still destroy your rule book using this, unfortunately. And let's see if I can figure out how to refold it. Yeah, I don't much care for these, but it was a very early version of it, so I get what they were trying to do, and I respect that, but I still never liked those and never will. So let's take a look at our cards here. Alright, we've got a Special System Mescalopus, or something like that. We got a Personality, Garth Pantha. An Artifact Bloodsword. A Tactical Surprise. Fleet Protector. Something begins with an N class. Crew Legendary Squadron Leader. Task Force Carrier. Ager class. Modifier Nebula. Fate Prayer. Dreadnought Odin class. A weapon ramming shields. Well, that's one way to win. Weapon Plasma Web. Modifier Planetary Defenses. Always good to have. Tactics Scramble. Squadron Dirk Fighters. Generic system. Another system. Another system. System. Guess what? It's a system! And here's a surprise, a system. Look at that, a system. A system. A system. Another system. And I know you'll be surprised to learn we have another system. Wait, there's more. There's another system. Another system. I think we've seen that one already. Yeah, we got some duplicate systems here. Lots of systems in this one. We got Squadron, Scimitar, short-range fighters, a frigate, a heavy cruiser, Kurodo Nagamas class, an escort carrier, Tokuyugawa Iyushi class. As you can see, there's different characteristics on these vehicles. This is more about planetary or ship-to-ship combat than most games, but Fate Black Hole. But yeah, it looks like it's actually probably a pretty good game. The art is pretty dated though, pretty dated, and it seems to work very similar to Magic. You have a cost here to get something out, and your cost is based on how many systems, and you tap them. That's what it looked like from my initial impression of this game back in the day, and that still seems to hold up. Weapon, magnetic repeller shields. Crew, legendary flight leader. A destroyer, Date Masumi class, maybe? Something like that. Light cruiser, Iapetus class. Weapon, Boffin turret. Weapon, tractor beam. Tactic, micro jump. Squadron, rapier fighters. Weapon, synthetic diamond armor. That sounds handy. Destroyer, Cyclops class. An escort carrier, Hemdall class. Damage control, obviously. Light cruiser, Hippogriff class. Weapon, shield booster. Squadron, Falcata fighters. Escort class, Prometheus class, or escort carrier rather. Light cruiser, Chimera class. Destroyer, Typhon class. Fate, Revolt. Crew, legendary navigator. That's how you get the little guy. You pay a hit for him, and then you can get some of those ships. Squadron, rapier fighters. Weapon, long-range guns. Tactic, jump shift. Excuse me. Heavy cruiser, Atlas class. Light cruiser, Demeter class. And that's everything that's in the box. You get 60 cards. Looks like a very basic game. Pretty simple. Not a whole lot of complexity, but you do have some different numbers here that each ship can do. You got shields, probably attacks or something, or damage. I don't know. I'd have to look it up. This does look like an intriguing game to me. I think this is actually a pretty fun game based on what I've heard about it and what I'm looking at. It looks like it's a simple but fun game. Nothing real heavy. I would just get a couple of starter decks and try it out, see what you think. It's an older game, but you can find it pretty cheap most of the time online. I doubt there's going to be a big run for these anytime soon. They are getting harder to find because they're 20 years old, so you may have to buy a used deck. But I was lucky enough to be able to afford an entire starter box, so I have 12 decks. So I can play a few people, apparently. If I'm playing that many people, I have an incredible amount of friends that are willing to play, and I'm really bored. But I wouldn't mind doing a playthrough of this one, see how it goes. I don't like the playmat, so I probably won't use that. But it doesn't look very complicated. It looks like it's pretty self-explanatory. Fairly straightforward, easy game. So that's what's inside the Star of the Guardians starter deck. It looks like it's pretty much a pre-constructed deck. There might be some variation, but you're probably going to get a big stack of systems, and it looked like we got 2 of each. So it doesn't say whether it's random or not, but I have a feeling that it's probably not. But I'll find out when I open some of the other decks. But until then, that's what's inside the Star of the Guardians starter deck. Give you an idea of what's in there and what the game would look like. The art is a little dated, but the cards are very nice quality. Magforce 7 did a real nice job with that. Like I said, the art's kind of lame, but the game does look like it might be pretty entertaining. So if you get a chance, check it out, see what you think, and let everyone know in the comments section. Otherwise, that'll do it for this episode. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on What's Inside.